Even if I'm on like an airplane, though, I always think like, what if this is it?
Oh
What
yeah,
if I got to
no.
survive in this airport for like, the next 36 hours? What if it's got to be like the next 10 days?
Yeah,
It's like, who do I got? Who looks weak?
it's more popular that's going to happen in DR and the Caribbean Sea, but
I mean, everybody thinks that until it happens.
yeah,
I mean, you never know. You're stuck in a situation. Even like just being stuck in an elevator.
yeah,
That could happen any time.
yeah,
You're just in there. You don't know what's going to happen.
yeah. You're just stuck. Well, I seen Die Hard enough. I can get my way out of an elevator.
Everybody thinks that you could just climb up the top. That might not be there.
You don't think
who
you
knows
could
if
get
that's even
through?
true?
Yeah, I guess you're
I
right.
mean, I would like to think, hopefully it would be, but that's one way. But you don't find out until you're in the situation and you got to climb through an air duct.
Yeah, see, I don't worry about how long I'll be in the elevator for unless it's a small one. I was in one, dude, and this is only New York. This is some New York shit. I swear, Dan, me and you couldn't ride the elevator up together. It was that
Some of those
small.
are like nice buildings too.
Yeah.
It's like a nice building in Manhattan, and the elevator is like 3x4.
And I'll tell you, I promise you, there's no way anybody would even attempt to ride two people in.
It's one of those elevators where you press the button and it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
It's just a black button.
I got a moving job doing one. So I'm loading up the elevator. I'm standing on boxes. Dude, tell me why the elevator started sticking. Dude, I almost lost my shit. I was riding it down like this on top of like boxes and a beanbag chair and stuff.
Oh, wow. And then you get out and you see like it says recommended weight, like 150 pounds.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that's how you die. That's elevators like that.
7th-floor walk up, that little elevator.
Wow.
You have to be up it for, well, the move job was on the 7th floor. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 10th-floor building. Those elevators go out, bro. When I was walking dogs, 10th floor, elevator goes out. I had to walk the dog up and down the steps. I felt so bad for this dog. 10 flights.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, at a certain point, what are you going to do?
In the summer, it's a husky. July.
Man, this fucking job's killing me.
Yeah, is it a small room? Is that what brought up being trapped?
Nah, it's a big room. It's just like, no, you brought it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big room. I was just fucking sitting there all day.
Oh, well, at least you get to sit down. I thought it was more of a standing type of job.
No, I was just sitting around. You're just waiting for like the post office all day. It sucks because it's like, I hate any situation when I'm not in control.
Is there another guy?
Or you're waiting on, no, it's just me, but it's like, I can't leave until the post office guy shows up.
Wow.
And sometimes that guy, it's always the same guy. But it's like my entire fate is locked up in this one man.
You got to get his
like,
phone number.
I got his phone number, but it's like, it's up to him. I got no leverage over the guy.
Yeah.
The post office guy, I mean, he works for the government. He doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So it's not even like I'm a customer.
You got to line up, try to meet him, give him a bag of weed.
I mean, like, I'm nice to the guy, but it's like when put yourself in his shoes, what's he care?
Right, a bag of weed? You got to give him something.
No, he doesn't care. That's not like...
You might have to slip him $20 so change his whole mood.
No, he'll just take the $20. That's not going to change anything.
You don't think you can meet him somewhere?
Look, the thing is, it's just like he doesn't feel like showing up, or if he feels like taking an extra long lunch, then it's like it's on,
Yeah.
I just stuck. Yeah, I have no leverage over the situation. It's like that with everything.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in a situation where you're depending on one guy.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just standing there like, I wish these roles were reversed right now, because I would love to be in have some sort of power, but it's like that's what it's like not having power in the world.
Even just watching the clock, I used to have to wait for a car wash. There would be customers would come in at like 9 o'clock, right when we're closing. They'd call up, yeah, we don't know if they're going to buy. Dude, we'd wait till 11 o'clock at night, they'd leave. And it's like, look, whether they're going to buy it or not, can I just clean this shit real quick?
Yeah, have some, be considerate.
I'll
just
do
like
it
when
for free.
You were working in a restaurant. And you're working closing shift.
Yeah.
And just some guy decides he wants another cup of coffee with his cake.
Yep.
And it's like, we stopped making money off this guy 2 hours ago.
And it's like a friend of the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Benizia's mother.
It's he starts telling you like, oh, in Europe we take long dinners.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're not in Europe.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Come here. Where's that new dishwasher at?
Yeah, right. Starts making small talk.
He's in the back doing push-ups.
He wants to go home too.
Yeah.
It's like we all want to go home.
And what I couldn't get is it's like, can't we just leave the 3 dishes for me in the morning?
Yeah.
I'm the only
I'm the same guy. This is a small restaurant. What are we doing? Why do we have to follow these rules?
I would have a Tuesday off. I'd come back. There'd be a whole day of dirty dishes I'd have to bang out, then do Tuesday. I said, what's this about? He goes, well, business is slow on Tuesday, and we're already paying you to be here Wednesday, so we just invested in more pans. And I just had like 300 pans every Wednesday.
That's one of go. It's like anytime. It sucks too when you're working a job that's like paid by the hour, because sometimes you want to go home. But sometimes you're working with another guy who wants to work more.
Oh, yeah.
Because he needs more money, but it's just like you start catching somebody working slow on purpose.
Yeah.
And they act like, oh, we're both in on this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, there's a faster way to do this. He's like, yeah, there's a faster way to do this. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an extra $15 today. It's like, no, I want to go home.
Yeah, dude, I had the opposite of that doing some of those. I had one, the important ones is like whenever you're on something where you know you're getting a review. Like this lady's leaving you a review. Like TaskRabbit, when you can walk in and you know this person's, they're already complaining about the last task, or they're like, I left him a bad review.
Yeah.
And then you're working with somebody else that like, I don't know, he just realized he'll never get fired. He's coming in like 2 hours late, and he's taking you the long way in traffic or some shit. He's like, no, man, I took this way on purpose. We're getting paid right now. It's like, bro, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. We just need some, be a good person.
Be a good person.
Just work hard, and then we can all go home. But it's like anytime you're in a situation where you get to be a little bit selfish, and people start, trying to get one over.
And I think you should always treat the lower level people, the dishwashers, the car washer. You got to tell these people, hey, man, just take off. Give them that little wink.
Well, if the guy wants to go home, let him go home.
Yeah.
We need to be on the same page about whether we want to be here or not.
Right.
It's one thing if it's like, I guess if we're, I don't know, if you maybe like you're a cop and you want to work overtime or something, then you find some ways to game the system. But it's like if one guy wants to go home, he's got shit to do. It's like, let him go.
Did you ever have a job that you actually looked forward to?
No. Never in my entire life. Not even a little bit.
I had one, dude, the Greek restaurant in the mall, because to me, I went from like doing like washing cars to going there. It was easy. I'm just joking around in a food court, dude. And I'd get to talk to girls, give out free gyros. I didn't mind it. It was a fun job. I mean, it didn't pay shit. I mean, I would be there all week and make like $143.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
It's never even come close.
Wow.
Maybe, I mean, we get paid to do shows or something, but it's like,
oh, man.
that doesn't even, I don't count that.
But like the coffee job, you didn't make it fun at all? You just hated it?
I mean, you get to make the best of it. You have friends at work, and it's like, that's nice to see everybody.
But you didn't look forward to going in.
Here's the reason why, and I think this has always been an issue for me, because when I worked retail or any office job, I have better shit to do. Look around.
Right.
There's like 10 instruments in this room.
Yeah.
There's a big TV, there's a PlayStation 4. It's like, there's so many people you work with at these jobs who just don't have shit to do.
Yeah.
There's the guy who looks forward to going to work, because when he's not at work, he's just sitting there watching, daytime television.
If he's even doing that, might be his girlfriend's TV.
Yeah, exactly. He might just be sitting there in silence and just like staring at his girlfriend that he doesn't like anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I want to go home because I have better shit to do.
And you always know that guy because he'll tell you, hey, either way, we're not with Sue.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm glad to get out of the house. At least we're inside air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice.
I used to work outside. I used to tar the roof.
Hey, if Sue calls, I'm not here.
Yeah. But it's like, no, it's not even like I have some crazy life, but it's like, no, I have things I'd rather be doing than working.
See, some people that their life is to work.
Exactly.
You go home.
I think that's a lot of people are like that.
I used to just lay on the carpet and stare at the ceiling and think about work.
Exactly.
I just enjoy.
But you're a hard worker. That's the Midwest work ethic right there. I don't have that. I will never have that in my life.
I'd be going to bed early thinking about washing cars.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, I got good at it.
That was your passion.
Yeah, it was for a short period. Getting there with the rag, I had the moves all down.
Well, I think some people too, because only a few times have I worked like full time, where you're working like, 50, 60 hours a week. Because that really is like your whole life at that point.
Yeah.
All you're doing, then you go to work and it's like you get off of work after 10 hours. What are you really going to do?
Right.
You go home and you're going to watch football maybe.
Yeah.
And you drink like 2 beers.
Trying to forget about the day.
Oh, it's like your life is just you just got to go to sleep so you can wake up and go to work.
Yeah.
You're not even like you have no plans or anything to do.
Yeah.
So I think once you live that kind of life for like 10, 15 years, I mean, your life just gets sanded down into sort of it's a very smooth path.
Yeah.
Just go to work, go home, wash your clothes.
It is pretty crazy. I noticed you get the difference from like that new doctor, like versus the older one. Like I had the new one today. They were all eager. You know, the older one, they're not even looking you in the eye. They're feeling your bumps.
They've seen too much.
Bro, it's like they're in and out, you know. It's like they're not impressed. They just boom, boom, boom. This young one, he's explained to me about flat feet and like all this stuff, you know.
He's still like checking out your stuff and like,
Yeah, he's all like, you know, you explain to me why you don't want to smoke. Like, you could just tell he's just eager. He's like, and, you know,
that guy he wanted to be a doctor. So
yeah.
It's like, he still wants to help people. But and it's like, once you've been in the game long enough, it's like.
It's crazy. It's like, yeah, I just became a doctor. I'm working under this doctor on a practice. Dude already was 50% gray hair. Like, I feel like this guy is probably 41 years old.
Oh, it takes forever.
Just starting his career, dude.
Well, I mean, he says that, but he's probably he was, you know, you go to med school forever.
Yeah, he knew everything.
He was probably a nurse before that.
I just started asking him questions of random shit I Googled to see if he knew it. And the dude fucking knew it. He'd be like, yep, biotin makes your hair grow.
Oh, wow.
Well,
those old doctors, though, it's just like, that's like, you can't even imagine them getting off work and having any kind of joy in your life because you've just been so, like, worn down.
Yeah.
I don't even those guys go on vacation. They probably go on those cruise ships and they're just like, imagine a guy in, like, Cancun and he's not even smiling.
Right.
He's just sitting there.
He'd be on his phone. One thing about doctors, they never get off their phone.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're always... It costs so much money to be a doctor too. You're making a bunch of money, but also it's like having a practice and paying insurance and all this stuff. It's constant stress for those guys.
Oh my gosh. And dude, you know, honestly, like in the Midwest, people have their doctor's phone number, their Facebook. Dude, they'll be calling the doctor at 3:30 in the morning, 24/7.
Especially any kind of doctor that knows he can prescribe you pain medication.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, you end up becoming some sort of like a minor celebrity.
Or when they tell you something about your the children doctors, or the ones that, you know.
Yeah.
They're getting the phone calls nonstop.
Right, yeah.
You know, our doctors in New York, you can't call them. You put something on my chart, somebody's calling you from India asking you the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. I mean, you know, I went today. That's what makes me bring it up. They couldn't get a vein there. She's practicing. She goes, let me call my friend. She's been doing it less than me, but she's good. I'm just like, wow. What are we doing here?
FaceTiming somebody?
They got me 3 times. They're moving the needles.
Oh,
I finally got everything, you know.
Wow.
We'll see. And then another thing, they're not checking my test. I'm like, can you just check my testosterone? I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, well, it's not like you took any steroids. I'm like, look, you don't know me, doctor. Okay, I was 17. I want to be faster.
Did you have a reason to want to check?
Just because I feel like I should get checked, my friend. You know.
Well, this is all just fucking TikTok, though. That wasn't like some sort of, you didn't have like a certain illness.
Yeah.
This is what would cause it. It's just like.
Yeah, you're right. And he said the same thing pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, like, these tests aren't free.
He's like, why would we check your testosterone? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I want to get jacked.
But that's not like a medical. That's something you'd pay a doctor. You go for like, wow. Know, that's like an elective surgery. But it's like, yeah, you can't just like, I felt like I want to get a CAT scan. Let's see what's in there. It's like, no, it's not. That's a waste of medical, resources.
I bet doctors are so sick of checking people's tests.
It's fucking Rogan
on his face.
It's all Rogan.
Yeah.
Every other doctor, where it's like every guy walks in thinking like, oh yeah, if I'd lose all this 30 pounds of fat if I just get my testosterone checked.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, you gotta start jogging.
Yeah, he gave me the same advice. Actually, he told me, looked in my throat. He goes, I'm looking at your chart. He goes, it looks like you used to be around 142. That's significant weight gain. I'm 182, so like 40 pounds. And he was like, yeah, he goes, you could still reverse diabetes and this stuff and this sleep apnea. But he knew it. He's like, I bet you're lazy and sleeping in because you're not breathing. Your shit's closing. from being having that weight on your chest. I guess gravity
Yeah.
makes it close or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm more motivated than ever. So at least something good came from the doctors.
Yeah, testosterone is not going to change that.
He said 6 months. He's like, you should. He's like, you gotta work out and eat healthy for 6 months, and they're gonna check my levels.
Yeah, but it's like testosterone would be like if your energy was super low.
Well, he said my energy's low because of that.
What I mean, your energy isn't like low,
Right.
where some guys where it's like they can't even, function.
You just get the. Yeah, I worked with a dude. He was my roommate. He'd text me, and he'd always complain about his knee. Dude, he'd make me get his food from the door to his bedroom. Dude never came out of his bedroom. He was one of these lawyers, works from home.
Oh, yeah. But if you're just like a guy who's always depressed and shit, you just can't like those guys who like don't want to shower or something.
Wow.
And it's like then I've met guys like that in like the 20s.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, something's up with this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got that tooth they won't take care of.
You can kind of spot it on them.
Yeah, they got
I'm
real big
suspicious
calves.
of anybody who doesn't want to shower.
Yeah.
People who like go like, oh, it's been 4 days since I showered, and it's like,
God.
how could you? That's my favorite thing to do.
I have to shower every single day. People will say, no, you're not supposed to. I'm just like, bro, I live in New York. Like,
I don't care where I live. I want to. I mean, like, it's not like I necessarily like I need to for some deep need, but it's like, how would you? It's right there. It's
why not
like it costs-
shower every day? Do you shower every day?
I shower constantly. I would shower 5 times a day if I could. I mean, it's bad for the environment, so it's like I keep the 2 max. I do
2
one,
a day.
one in the morning, then one after the gym.
Wow.
You
Dude,
gotta
I didn't
shower.
know you could shower twice a day. Doesn't it dry your skin out?
It does, but it's like the feeling of showering. So like this is the best part of life.
Yeah.
Where it's like I could never be depressed. If I was more depressed, I'd probably shower even more. Just 'cause
Yeah.
it's like I still need that rush.
That's why they're depressed. They're not showering. Yeah, you ever live somewhere with a bath? I had 1 month
Oh
at a
my
place.
god,
Dude,
disgusting.
I had to go to the gym and shower. I'm not taking a bath with roommates. I just ain't doing it.
Even without room, it's still like that's
Yeah.
not satisfying at all.
It's like, what is this,
you don't get
1925?
the hot. Yeah.
What about, do you have to use lotion? Lotion? Like, do Asian people use lotion? Do you need that?
Oh yeah, lotion.
So you do use lotion, though?
Yeah, I got this stuff.
Wow.
This stuff. Yeah. I mean, like, that's also just my skin gets dry, but I've always loved shower.
Yeah, wow.
It's never
I
really
didn't
been. It
peg
was
you for-
even when I was like a little kid, and they have to like make a little kid shower. That was never an issue for me.
Wow.
I was always, There was a Seinfeld episode where Kramer just lives in the shower. I would do that if there was some sort of like environmental way to do it,
Yeah.
where you live next to like I don't know if there's like a river or something,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a hot spring. But
Yeah.
it's like that would be heaven for me.
What's wrong with the environment if you shower too much?
It's a waste of water. And
Oh,
just like,
wow.
I mean, like
dude,
the
that's
hot,
getting deep.
the heat. I mean, like heating water. It's a very electric,
Yeah.
electricity.
Man, dude, you're a good person. I would have never. I mean, you know how much people are doing shit?
Well, I mean, like that much water, especially like you don't notice it until like you actually like your thing's clogged.
Yeah.
And the water starts filling up. That's like massive amounts of water in like
Yeah.
a 10-minute shower.
You're right.
So it's like we can't look. We'd all. I mean, we can't all do that. But
yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, one day. I think one day you get your cars right. You're going to have one of those big silver, huge ones
Oh, my
from
God,
Home
the
Depot.
overhead?
Yeah.
Ah,
Dude, I could see
you
you
pull
with
a
that.
chain?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
whatever. I don't know how that works, but yeah, you get like the hotel shower.
Oh, I could see you with that. They got them on the ships where it comes from the sides.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, personally, I don't like that either. I want the big overhead one,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
One of those big
it's
showers.
like a rainforest shower.
Yeah,
or whatever.
shower with an echo in it.
Yeah. What a life, huh?
Would you ever get little fake artificial plants for your shower?
Well, I think in like rich people showers, it's like all black.
Yeah, and there's those stones.
It's all black, and then just the above,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just like a glass. I would love to do the shower. They got like some rapper I saw on TikTok, a little boozy, I think.
Yeah.
He has like it's all the walls are all just like it's like a one-way window,
Mm.
so he can just look out onto his property
Oh,
from the
wow.
shower. Yeah,
Dude, that is
that
cool.
would be sick,
That would be sweet.
especially if you're in like Manhattan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Midtown Manhattan, you're just like naked,
Showering.
the whole city looking out over you.
Yeah, now that would be cool.
Your African wife's hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She feels like, she's got a secure future ahead of her.
yeah. We're rubbing lotion.
Yeah, dude, that would be cool, man. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good for you.
I'd want one of those. If I had my own nice place, I definitely would have the bath there, though. Just after the shower, you get some bubbles going, you light some candles, get your African wife in there.
I'd want like a hot tub.
Oh, just straight up hot
Just
tub?
a hot. I mean, like the problem with the bath is that it cools down,
Yeah.
and you're just sitting in like cold, lukewarm water.
Yeah.
It loses its effect.
Huh.
You need hot water. It's good for you too. I think like mentally. That's why these depressed people, they don't have that like the stimulation of running water.
Yeah.
You need that. You need to be
Or
by
the sunlight.
Yeah, well, you need to be by by the ocean.
Yeah, it feels good to see water.
It's good. It's good mentally. I think humans are meant to be around like running sources of water.
I agree. When I just go out and look at the ocean, man, it just puts such a good feeling on me.
Yeah.
The sun going down on the ocean.
Well,
man.
it's just like the horizon, and you look all around. It's very peace-inducing.
Yeah.
On your
Something
ships,
that's
though,
good.
you end up in like you're in the middle. It's all black, right, at night.
At night, yeah. Pitch
And then
black.
is the stars? You can see the stars
Yeah,
real
you
well.
see the stars, the moon. You catch a lot of shooting stars.
Oh wow!
There's actually a lot out there on the ocean.
Wow, that's the one thing I think I'd want to. I mean, like that's probably would be the best part to me
Oh, dude.
because
that's
it's very
cool.
rare. You can really. I mean, you got to get real far out of the city to actually see stars.
Yeah. And you're not seeing them like you see them out there.
Yeah.
But I wish my phone could take good pictures of it, but you see there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Or
just
it's
out
just
there.
like purple looking and shit. And it's,
But the prettiest thing to me is the sun going down on the ocean or coming up on the ocean, dude. That is, and it's just warm. You're 80 degrees, 8 in the morning, sun on the ocean.
right.
That's just people are chipper and they're.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm starting to like doing the cruise ships. My
Oh,
whole
man.
mindset was crazy with it before.
It's crazy that you weren't enjoying it from the beginning. It's like-
Yeah.
But I guess before it was a little bit more restricted.
A
Now.
lot more restrictive, and I think a lot of restrictions I made up in my own head. Like for being a comedian, I'm way too serious, and every
Well,
time
you were
I'm-
so worried about getting fired.
right.
Now it's like you know how things actually operate. You're not like on eggshells all the time.
Yeah, I'm not on eggshells, and I just need to be more like, hey man, I'm having fun with life.
Well, it's just like we said about the prison thing. It's like this is where you are now.
Yeah,
You can't really resist. I mean, like in the long term, you can make moves to not do this anymore. But it's like once you're here, it's like you're on a plane.
yeah,
Here you are.
yeah,
You just gotta if you try to resist it and you start thinking, I wish I was this, it's like then you go crazy. But
And
it's like once you really like just sort of surrender to the situation.
yeah. I was always like, oh, I got to get through this to be on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, no, let me enjoy this
Yeah,
thing.
let me enjoy this American Airlines flight.
And it's really
for
not that
17
bad.
hours.
Get a good movie, Executioner or something.
Well, it's like you gotta realize it's not like I'm like doing a moving job.
not digging a hole.
I'm not digging a hole. I'm not fixing a roof. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is just sit there and not go insane.
And I'll be honest, I think even with the flying, it's a mindset. Because when I first started, I never flew before, so I loved it. I felt accomplished, But now I take it for granted. Like, you see what people spend for you to fly places. It makes you realize, like, oh, somebody believes in me enough. Like, these flights aren't cheap.
Well, it's not that they believe in you. It's just like
I mean,
it's like this is a very expensive thing you're doing.
yeah, but somebody believes in you enough to buy that damn flight.
That's one way to think about it. But another way to think about it is that they need a comedian to fill some time on a boat for some drunk people.
But
But it's like that flight. It's like no, just think about how I don't even know the mechanics of how an airplane gets into the air. But that is an incredibly expensive endeavor.
yeah,
You see how fucking big the plane is,
Right.
how many people are outside the plane fixing things and
62 million. I was just on a jet. I think they said.
yeah. Well, think about how many. Look at the cockpit, all the buttons and shit. There's a lot going on.
And I don't like when they tell you guys this is the second run of old Betsy. So and it's like, dude, don't fucking tell me that. I want to know it did like 10, 20 runs or just do the thing.
Right.
I think some pilots just like to hear their own voice. They'll tell you 20 times, descending in 5
that
minutes.
job is so boring.
I'm sure.
I think being a pilot is only marginally more exciting than being a passenger. Because the plane is mostly just flying itself at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think the takeoff and landing, they have some discretion about what to do. But it's like, you're flying overseas 16 hours. 14 of those hours, the pilot's just sitting there.
It's crazy how like flight stewards, I talk to them like when we overnight, we'll eat together or whatever, and they'll always tell you about the old days of flying. Like, oh yeah, we would just let people in the cockpit. Look at this shit. That is just
little kids will go up there,
bro. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was also back in the days when the pilot was actually doing shit too.
Wow.
When they're actually like bobbing and weaving. And, yeah. You gotta be like driving a bus.
I can't wait to try to fly. Seeing you could probably, the fuel gets expensive because you need the 700 hours, but there's flights for like planes you could buy, Cessnas or whatever, 10 grand. But the thing is, like the fuel alone, I think could run you like 20 grand for.
Yeah.
You need so much fuel for your 700 hours of flying.
Plus, then if it's like if you die doing that, everybody's just like, this fucking idiot.
Right.
He had all this money. This guy was so rich. And this is how he chose to go out. It's like, my God. Some guy's hearing that news while he's driving a truck all day.
Yeah.
It's like, if I had that kind of money, I would not do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I would sit at home in my house. This fucking rich asshole, this Kennedy, had to go up in his private plane.
By a Cessna.
Yeah. He just wanted to be a big guy. Made all this money being a comedian. Now look at him. Yeah, if Bill Burr ever goes out, it's like it's going to be a few minutes of sadness followed by like, what the fuck was he thinking?
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine the comedian's post? I could see him already.
Yeah. What a way to go out.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but come on.
What's the deal?
Yeah, right.
I mean, the plane goes up.
How much fucking money do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Travolta, too. I think there's a lot of pilots out there. I think Travolta's like a real pilot, one of those expensive jets from the military and
Harrison
shit.
Ford?
Oh, yeah.
He like crashed his plane a bunch of times.
See, dude, to me, it would be crazy to get that hookup with that Navy jet, like make it to California in 2 hours, you know?
Oh, like the Top Gun.
Yeah. I mean, how fast?
I don't think they don't just get hooked up with that.
You'd have to be like Kevin Hart or somebody.
No, but you got to be like Tom Cruise.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's like you have like military clearance and you're like a big tough guy, but they don't just give it to like a cool person.
You don't think like if Kevin Hart was like, look, I got to be to LA quick.
Kevin Hart's got a jet.
Yeah, he's
got his own pilot, but he's not like going to get in the cockpit.
Yeah, it's going to take him an extra hour. Yeah. I just mean it'd be cool to see how fast you could fly to California in a Navy like F-15 or something.
Oh, right.
Like get there in 45 minutes. It's great. I'm telling you, those things go like 2,000 miles an hour, don't they?
I don't think they go like long distances. That's for like if you got to.
Well, I thought they have to go to Iraq or something.
I think you go on like a military carrier or something,
probably.
right? And you take off and you take out some enemies or something.
I gotta watch Top Gun again. I might have missed some stuff.
Must be nice, huh?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. I think from watching Look Who's Talking when Tom Cruise did it, I was like, that'd be a cool job. Become a pilot, you know?
It's one of those jobs, though, where it's like, I'm sure the second you actually get in, any of these jobs, just like we're talking about being a doctor, it's like, if it's that hard to get the job, you can't just stop.
Right.
That's the problem.
And it takes forever.
It takes forever to get to get in and get licensed or whatever. And then once you're in, it's like, I feel like being a piano player now. And it's like, too fucking bad.
I want to go detail cars.
You're $300,000 in debt now, so it's like you got to keep doing this.
And they don't just let you jump into it. From what I've seen, there's always that young guy, just like the doctor thing, and then there's the old dude that's salt and peppered. Yeah,
well, and there's always the young guy who's really talented, and somebody else is like, nah, fuck him. Yeah, you're getting stuck on the open mics.
TJ, yeah. You bring it down too hard, TJ. You're a risk taker.
Making us look bad.
Yeah, I feel the plane, boss.
Yeah, and that old guy is like, no, I'm 3 months from retirement.
Yeah,
we're sitting here not doing. Yeah, it's always like that.
We're landing it on the Hudson.
Even with lawyers and stuff, though. I used to work in law firms. I've known people who went to law school and stuff. Every single person I've ever met who was a lawyer didn't want to be a lawyer anymore.
Yeah.
They always hate that. And that's one of those jobs where like people talk about what they want their kids to do. It's always doctor, lawyer. Both of those jobs, everybody hates doing.
You can't turn back.
You get a bunch of money for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is a very prestigious job. You can really help people, but the work itself is horrible.
Yeah.
And everybody hates doing it. And then once you get it, it's like, those people all want to quit, but they're all $500,000 in debt.
I know a girl failed the bar like 7 times. She's like, yeah, you think I could give up now? She
Yeah.
finally became one, and she makes good money. The thing is, some company had her. They were kind of paying her a little bit anyways to be part of it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy when you see like these New York lawyers. Like, dude, I seen her apartment. She's like young too, like
Oops, yeah.
30 years old, 29. I wouldn't be surprised if her apartment was probably $12,000 a month.
That's the thing, though. Once you're making that kind of money, and you're living in a $12,000 apartment. Now you can't leave. Now
Right.
you really can't leave. So whatever it is, whatever career move you're about to make, you better keep making at least the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And what else pays that much?
Right.
Yeah. If you want to do anything else, if you have any other ambition in your life, it's like you got to take a huge step down.
I could never do it.
Yeah.
Imagine, and she works 24/7.
Oh my God.
She never stops. It seems like
Yeah, those people eat lunch at their desk, and it's like,
always got to do some lawyer shit.
and it's like they got into being a lawyer from watching these movies and stuff. Pelican
Right.
Brief or something. Few
Yeah.
Good Men.
Big
But it's
Daddy.
like what they end up doing is actually like some weird tax shit that no one understands.
Yep.
Some like weird property law or something.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I know I would have never became a lawyer. I was thinking maybe cop. I was thinking for a little bit construction worker, which that's a real hard fucking. I tried that a little bit.
At least with construction worker, you can, guys get out of prison and start
Right.
working construction.
Yeah,
You're
it
not-
doesn't take
it's
as
not-
long.
But it's not as much of a. I think cop is a little bit harder to get out of. You can't. It's not like a gig job.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, imagine if you were a dentist and you just got through 10 years of dental school, and it's like, you go out one night and you do an open mic and you love doing stand up. And it's like you spend the rest of your day thinking like, man, I just wish I could, what if I could just do that?
Yeah.
And you're looking at some fucking guy's mouth,
Yeah.
the 10th mouth you looked at today.
Your
And
wife's
some guy
calling
is
you.
like, you're asking him if he eats candy and he's saying no.
Yeah.
And you're looking at his teeth. It's like, what the fuck? I can see the candy in your teeth right
Yeah.
now.
I need to write a bit about it.
Everybody's lying to you.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you just went to dental school for 10 years.
Yeah, to be lied to.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're just stuck. And now you work in the dental, you have a dentist's office in Long Island somewhere.
With a passion for comedy.
Yeah.
The only one lying was yourself.
Yeah. But it's like the world needs dentists more than they need comics.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess if you need a lawyer, I've never needed a lawyer before, but it's like, I guess you got to be kind of glad these people exist.
But you're right, dude. There is the people that try to get into comedy. I know those people. I feel bad for them where they're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm like, nah, I think you missed this. I knew a dude, man, he lived in Florida, worked for the city, he's retiring, raised his kids. I guess he did an open mic in New York like 25 years ago.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, and I just said I was going to get back to it, but, whatever. I got on dope, got locked up, ended up with a family. And he's like, but now I'm doing comedy. And I'm just looking, I'm like, dude, you're like 56 years old. Like,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's good you're doing it for fun.
Well,
but
I mean, I think that's one thing. If you have your expectations low enough where it's like, it's just something I do.
And people get famous whenever. But I feel bad for them, though.
Well, I mean, if you're going into it because you want to become famous and successful, it's like, yeah, that's probably not happening. But
It's
it's like,
gonna
yeah,
be
it's
a
a
tough
hobby.
road.
Here's the thing you do, which is
but
like,
you never know, though.
nothing wrong with that. But it's like, what sucks is if you like, you're stuck doing something that's really intense, and every weekend you got to fly to fucking Brazil,
Yeah.
and then you still have that's all your entire life is doing that.
There was that one Foot Doctor comic. He bought that apartment. He never even got to enjoy it. Remember that dude?
Hell yeah.
Or maybe he was a surgeon or something.
Uh,
It's crazy. He had a laid out apartment, like 14 comics living there, I think.
wow.
But, thank God I dropped out of high school or else I'd feel bad. It's like, if anything, I made
Well,
the
I think
right
the
choice.
vast majority of people who work full time and have like regular jobs, they're not a lawyer.
Right.
You have like a regular like office job. You can most of those jobs you just show up and leave.
Work for a wiring company or something.
Now you work software, you work whatever, some sort of tech job. That's not like
Yeah.
a super intensive job. But it's like there are certain jobs where it's like the real high money jobs where it's like that's your life.
Yep.
You don't got like a second thing you can be doing for it.
Yeah, you specialize in knee rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Just every day. Yep. Your meniscus is up here.
I do wish though, it's like as much fun as I have doing all this stuff, it's like it would be nice to actually help somebody else. Like it
Well,
must
you
feel-
are with this stuff.
but like help.
Well, I
Where
think
it's
you
like,
help
no,
him.
but it helped them in the way that like, hey, my foot's falling off.
Wow.
And then you help them not have their foot.
Yeah.
Or it's like, old lady has to go to the doctor and she can't get down the stairs. So she needs somebody to.
Well, you could always help old ladies down the steps.
You could, but it's like not like all day long.
Oh,
that just
dude,
comes
you
up
hang around up here?
I mean, it comes up sometimes, but it's like, I wish I could actually, the way a teacher helps somebody or the way a nurse helps somebody. It must feel, as much as that job must be stressful, it's got to be good to feel like, oh, I'm actually not, this isn't just, benefiting myself.
You should teach convicts how to read.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wish any kind of teaching stuff. It's like I have friends who teach or whatever, and it's like, it must feel good. I could never do it myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because, I don't want to deal with teenagers.
Yeah.
But I could see, like, I bet the end of that day, you do go home, you're tired, and you didn't get paid that much, but you feel good about yourself.
Would you ever just go and play classical music, like your violin or something, for the people at Rikers?
I mean, the
piano?
old people, Rikers. Yeah, I would do any of that stuff if it was like something. I think you got to get registered or something, though.
Wow, really?
Well, I mean, they don't just let anybody go to Rikers.
Oh yeah, I guess
it could
that
just
makes
be
sense.
cartel or something. You probably got to. You got to take a class or something.
Yeah, I want to do some nice stuff too. I feel like right now I'm like, what could I do? I could barely buy myself a coffee.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Right now, I have nothing to offer, and it's like I'm too busy. I don't got time to be mentoring a child.
Yeah,
but it's like I wish there was an easier way to do it. You see so many people that need help.
Do you help
homeless people or
do you help people randomly when you see them, like in the subway? Or do you kind of
they're trying to get the cart down
Yeah,
the steps.
yeah.
You do a little. That's common courtesy, I think.
Well, you're doing some stuff at least.
What it's like, there are all these immigrants and shit, and they're in tents or something on Roosevelt Island. It's like,
Yeah.
I wish there was something. I have nothing I can offer these people though.
Right.
That's the problem.
You'd have to open up a car body shop.
Well, it's like I don't speak Spanish.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I did speak Spanish, I would be able to help them with their lawyer or something. Or
Wow. Man,
that's
would
what we
be
need.
cool.
I mean, that's what this country needs, is some better way to, everybody wants to help the homeless.
Yeah.
But it's like, what the fuck am I just going to give this guy money?
I've been just bullshitting with the dude that lives at our laundromat now. The
Yeah.
24-hour one.
I mean, that's more like a, just, interaction.
Yeah.
But like, I wish there was a way. Everybody always like, on Thanksgiving, people always volunteer at like a soup kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you never hear about people volunteering the rest of the year.
Right.
So these people probably need help on days that aren't Thanksgiving. But even then, it's like, how many people do they need to work at this soup kitchen?
I bet you there's not enough. I'd do something. If you want to do something, I would do something.
I bet, though, these soup kitchens, they probably get all kinds of people that want to help out. But it's just like, no, we only need one guy to scoop the soup and one guy to take out the trash.
Remember we were writing random thank you cards at the creek in the cave? That was a cool thing. I don't know who they went to.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. But it's just like, they got to make it easier to like volunteer. Because also it's like, I don't got time to do this shit every day.
And first off, number one, the rules changed. You can't do anything to help out any children. You got to leave that up to women.
That too.
Like,
well, it's like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, you don't want to deal with people who like, they're trying to
read into
attack
a kid?
you.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, dude, if one of my friends said, yeah, I'm going to go read to some kids, I'd be like, dude.
Are you doing it on Zoom?
Yeah. Don't be fucking going, hanging out. That's ruined now. Too many sickos. But because I was thinking, I always struggled with tying my shoes. But maybe I could teach some adults how to tie their shoes.
But it's just like, what? I don't even know how you pitch that. You go to like the adult daycare center and you just like, hey, you just talk to the secretary. Like, hey, I got an idea. This is only going to take like 10 minutes, but hey, you got some people I can talk to?
Let me get my phone on here. What's up, Dom, on TikTok?
Yeah. But it's like, what is this, my job now?
Yeah.
Am I a social worker?
Wow.
But it's like they don't make enough there's no way where I can't just like, there's a senior center down the street.
Yeah.
And it's like all these old people hanging out. And, I would love to hang out with old people and just be able to talk with them. But it's like, I think you can't just walk in.
No, you can't, because I'll tell you why. Their family's always worried about the money and the will. They'll think you're trying to get in there.
Yeah, well, it's like, and I don't know, they're going to get COVID or something. Or
right,
something weird's going to happen. And you got to like, I don't know, get tested or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's
But it's
that.
like I wish there's so many people in this city anywhere that just need help, and it's like there's no way in.
It's not as easy to help people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's all these like charities and stuff, but it's like you know what these people are doing.
The girl on our second floor, I carry her groceries in.
You help people out. I
Yeah.
mean, like if you go around the city, if you walk anywhere in New York City for like an hour, you're gonna see at least two or three people who need help.
Yeah, that are obviously need help. You'll
Yeah.
see a bunch of people that need help, but
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least two or three.
But just like old ladies.
yeah,
I mean, especially you go to Chinatown, these old women they always got a cart full of tomatoes going somewhere.
yeah,
So it's like those people, you just help them out. But there's more other people who are like, it's an immigrant guy from Venezuela, and he's trying to figure out how to, get a driver's license or
Yeah.
something. And it's like, that guy needs help.
yeah. He does.
And it's like, there's nothing you can really do. But it was like, imagine how good that would feel if you just got to do that kind of shit all day.
Right. That would be the payoff in itself.
Yeah, you would feel. I don't even need money for it. I have a job. It's like,
Yeah.
I would just be able to. It would be so nice if just a couple days a week I take a break and I go outside and I come back feeling better than when I left.
I bet you would feel great. I've been wanting to do something like that too. The problem is I try to teach somebody to get their license. It's going to be two people that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah,
It's like I need to teach them stuff like this is how you wash a car and detail a car. Or I could show them stuff like that.
yeah. Well, they got like stuff for like teaching kids now, where you teach them how to like fix a car or like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
And
how
paint.
TikTok. Oh, these kids need help,
Yeah.
especially these bum ass kids around here.
Dude, these kids around here, their parents ain't even looking at them. See, I wouldn't want to raise a kid in New York because you just can't give them a proper life.
There's too much stuff going on.
You got to be able to spend some time with your children. Be like,
Yeah.
look, sit down right here. We're going to talk.
Well, especially in New York, people they're on the train, so you don't even get time with your kids in the car like a regular person.
Yeah. Dude, I seen a 3-year-old outside today by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on?
And it sucks because, like you said, you can't actually you can't even talk to the kid.
Right.
There's nothing you can really say.
Oh,
to
yeah,
anybody.
you talk to them. It's a problem.
Yeah.
The hell you doing, you sicko?
Yeah, right. This guy's trying to help that kid. Get him.
Yeah. Yeah, little ways I've been being nicer to people. Like I said, I've been reading the Bible and trying to treat everybody nice. So when I meet somebody in interaction, I smile, hello, even if they're being a jerk.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. A little thing helps. Like I had somebody, maybe they weren't looking at me in the best mood. I just hit them with that smile. How you doing?
Yeah.
That little bit makes a big difference too. Or talking to your brother and understanding like, oh yeah, I can consolidate with you.
There's like all the nice things you can do for people. There's the little things you can do. I think it's great to do. And it
Yeah.
does the situation, situationally. But it's like there's so many big problems that need to be solved.
Yeah.
And nobody's even trying to solve.
I wouldn't even know what one is.
Yeah, but I mean, just like people can't afford to live places.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People aren't healthy. And it's like you hear that like, I think you worked in restaurants, like
Right.
half of all restaurant food goes to waste.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like anytime you ever worked in a restaurant, end of the night, shit's just getting thrown out. And it's like if you try to give that to like a homeless shelter, they can't take it.
Yeah.
Because technically they might get sick from eating this food or something. But there's all these problems where it's like, clearly this is just a lack of planning.
Yeah.
If somebody planned this out, nobody would be going hungry at all.
They're doing something with that recycled food. Did you see that on the news? I don't know if I could eat it, to be honest with you, but it's food that has been thrown to waste. They repurpose it. But I don't know, man. I see.
You mean like they like dump it into a blender and it comes out?
I don't know what they do, but she's like, we're going to call this chicken cacciatore. And it was just a bunch of food that
wow.
looked like it was in the trash. It's on like that, one of those news stations. They're always replaying it. 60 Minutes. They've been talking about it for like 6 months. It has a name where they like, the guy will be like, just so this is clear. He's like the interview guy. He did the gun smuggling through the cartel.
Right.
Remember, he's one of these undercover news guys, but he's doing the food one.
Oh.
And yeah, it's like they just take waste food and they make it like, I guess you're making chicken nuggets or something.
Oh. Well.
I don't know what you're doing. I couldn't eat that shit though.
Well, I think if they just didn't tell you what it was.
Yeah.
And if you ate something and then afterwards they told you, it's like that used to be 4 different things.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
That was
But there's
pig
so much
snout.
stuff where it's like, look, if there's enough, you take all the homeless people in the country take all the houses in the country, divide them by the number of people. There's enough houses for everybody.
Right.
This was just a lack of planning.
Yeah.
They made houses that people couldn't buy, and there are people who want the house, and it's like there's just things didn't line up.
Right.
Somebody wasn't planning this right.
Yeah, dude, that's a smart way to look at
There's
it.
enough fucking room for if you travel. Anybody who's traveled this country at all, go outside of New York City and drive an hour and a half. You're gonna be in an open field.
Right.
There's so much space.
You
everywhere.
could easily build something a house like 300 people.
Yeah. I mean, like, go fly over Arizona.
I always said, what about all the huge empty churches?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it used to be back in the day? If you were homeless, you could join the church. There's people there to teach you how to read and write.
There's so much
flashcards.
space.
Yeah.
Just let them sleep. Yeah. And it's like, what's going on in the church in the middle of the night?
Right.
Nothing.
Might as well let him sleep in the church.
Yeah. He'll leave in the morning.
Yep.
This guy
or
doesn't.
give him some work in the church, you know?
Yeah. It's not like this guy wants to be at church.
Yeah, maybe he wants to be a professional fighter.
Yeah.
He could start training.
But I mean, for as crowded as every city is, there is so much space in between cities. You're just going over the middle of the country.
Yeah.
And you're going over like Idaho,
Right.
Colorado, that kind of stuff. So much space. It's like just dump some fucking people in there and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, build the even I bet you there's so much space even just with abandoned buildings in general.
In like the Michigan,
the Bronx even.
go to Detroit,
yeah.
go to
yeah, forget
like
about
Pittsburgh, Gary, Indiana. There's
Yeah.
just empty houses everywhere.
What do you think? How would it be a working progress? They'd have to be turning something out like making TikTok videos or something. There's got to be some sort of income coming in.
Well, these people they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people who are coming to New York City, all these immigrants that everybody's so mad about. It's like, do you think these people plan on staying in New York City?
Right.
They came to this country from Venezuela.
They want to start a little family.
They want to start a business selling corn somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, let this fucking guy, let him figure it out. These people want to do, these are hard, these people work harder than you do.
Yeah. The
So it's
best
like,
corn, too.
Yeah, let them drop him off in Indiana somewhere and let him figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like, at some point, it sucks right now. He's got to stay in a tent in Roosevelt Island. But it's like, yeah, this is just the first part.
Yeah.
He's going to figure it out.
And he'll always look back on these days.
Yeah.
Think about it. There's going to be some grandkid somewhere. He's going to be telling them. And then we were in Roosevelt Island in a tent.
Yeah, and everybody was mad at us.
Yeah.
The city was trying to help us, and people were getting pissed off.
Then I had a dream I caught a fish.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
why I moved to Mississippi.
People kept trying to kick me out of this
Yeah.
country. Yeah, where I built a house.
Then I met your mother.
Yeah. Let them in.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. Let him in. Get him writing for me for some comedy bits. That's where I could help him out. You get some
let
shit
him
going.
there's like, we act like there's a lack of resources. There's a lack of homes and a lack,
Right.
there is so much. It's just like, there's no reason why we all have to be in New York City.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are leaving New York, too. I mean, you go everywhere. Like, when I'm over in, like, even Charlotte, where I'm going back to, there's so many people in Charlotte that were in New York. They're just like, yeah, dude, it's Charlotte, though.
Yeah, whatever.
You know.
figure out a way to live.
I guess it's a better lifestyle.
Well, this isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be for everybody. Some people get to live, in like Michigan somewhere.
You see yourself in New York too, like in your 90s, or you gonna go down
Yeah.
to Florida or somewhere? 90s
No,
in New
it'd be-
York, one of those little hats,
I'm gonna be like Woody Allen,
rent controlled apartment.
Upper West Side, Woody Allen playing the clarinet
Yeah, getting your salami somewhere.
and a jazz band. Yeah, just taking the real slow walk,
Yeah,
going to the bars and
I
getting,
could see. Oh yeah, dude.
getting some old Jewish food.
I could see you out there. No, Tootsie, did you make the mushrooms?
Not half a pound. I
Yeah.
said 5 ounces.
Yeah, that bread was a little hard last time.
Oh yeah, I would have liked.
Yeah. Why's the rope sold by the 10 inches and not the foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have those little projects when you're older.
Well,
in
I
New
mean,
York.
like that's how I think about it now. But it's also like I can see the appeal of like you move out to Indiana somewhere.
Go down to Florida.
Once
or
they get
somewhere.
right now, I think there are certain internet situations where it's like it's parts of the country are still fucked up.
Yeah.
But at some point they're gonna figure that out. Then it's like we're gonna be able to be much more. You live somewhere with. If I can still order from Amazon
Yeah.
and my phone still works and I can still FaceTime with people, it's like you're still in the mix.
And you take a bullet train somewhere.
I think in the future, people aren't even just going to, it's going to be like during the pandemic. We're all just going to be Zooming with each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You're sitting at home, nice little Zoom.
Well, keep seeing these TikToks of like you go to Thailand and people live abroad.
Yeah.
It's like $400 a month for like a luxury apartment.
I totally see you going the route of having two girls, early 20s, and you're teaching them about life while they make you food. You get them in your sports car Sundays, go get ice
Right.
cream.
I can see that.
They cut you up some stuff, some potatoes, and you're like, "What'd you get, man?"
Yeah, playing golf.
I think you're gonna make some good investments somewhere along the lines.
I do plan on being rich.
Yeah, I think something's gonna happen, dude. I wouldn't be surprised you get in on a new stock or some shit from Japan, and it just takes off like some new iPhone.
It is. I mean, like that is my favorite thing to look at. It's like when they see like the luxury tour
Yeah.
of like the nice skyrise apartment.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what they're doing on TikTok.
Me too.
But it's like, who is this for? Is there somebody on TikTok who's like, I want to buy a $15 million apartment?
Dude, even looking at the apartments that cost $20,000 is crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, look what I could actually. At least that's more attainable. But I've seen the $15 million ones in New York, to where you're
Central
like,
Park North.
bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like the thing when I watch those videos though, it's just like crazy, but I could totally picture myself
Yeah.
in that place. It doesn't seem unattainable to me, even
Yeah.
despite the fact that that's like a crazy amount of money.
I mean, would you be married with a family then, though?
No. That's the other thing. It's like when I envision myself in that nice apartment,
Yeah.
it's just me. How crazy is that? It's like a 4-bedroom apartment
Yeah.
and like Chelsea or something. And I'm like, no, that's just, some days I feel like sleeping in this room.
Yep.
That's my piano room. I'm going to get some free weights in that third room. And it's just like, I'm going to have this whole, I always think about what it's going to be like when I can make a cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And just wake up and just look out over the city.
Yeah.
That's everything right there.
When I get my $1 million apartment, I've always promised myself I'm going to hire like people to come and just give them something real easy to do and not even care if they do it or not. Just treat them good. Give them coffee, snacks. There's something about that.
Mm-hmm.
Make them sit in my nice house for like 10 minutes while I act like I'm doing business on the computer.
Yeah. You set up like a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Borrow somebody's baby, have them trying to walk somewhere.
Yeah, and then when they leave, you give them a little gift bag on the way out.
Yeah.
Like it's a wedding or something.
Yeah, I'll
And
be
then
like,
they leave.
Sammy likes you.
Well, it's like, here's some fancy lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff's good for you.
It's from my company.
It's got zinc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let them know you didn't pay nothing for it.
Yeah.
They give me this stuff.
Yeah. You want to take it? Here, take it. Yeah. Hey, you like this watch? Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Arabic
I forgot
man.
what
yeah.
it's called.
Oh,
It's
you like this?
Swiss something.
Yeah,
Swiss.
here, take it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3.
Yeah. You want some tomatoes?
Yeah. But yeah, I think about, like, I can envision that of like living in like a very, very nice apartment in Manhattan. Or it's also, I can see myself like on a big ass farm in Indiana somewhere. And people ask like, oh, what happened to Dan? It's like, oh, this dude, he cashed out.
Yeah.
Now he writes like Dave Chappelle in Ohio.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I could see the appeal of that too.
Yeah,
where
I
you
can
just
see
like
that.
you wake up and I always think about the coffee for some reason. But just waking up in the morning on your farm, drinking a cup of coffee and just stepping outside, it's all quiet.
Yeah, it is all about the coffee, really.
Yeah. After that in the day, once you get past the breakfast coffee part, then you're just on a farm.
Yeah.
But it's like that morning part when
Yeah.
you're just like you're looking out and it's all quiet. You see like there's still like a cow somewhere or something.
I didn't know you were going to say farm. I thought you were going to say you could see it going the other way. Like you never want, like maybe you stay in Ridgewood even if it becomes or wherever you're living. I don't know. But,
Jersey.
yeah, Jersey. Or maybe the Bronx. I see you staying in New York, but what if like you get that old school, the older people, they like never want to let go of the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe you'd have something like that and it's all ghetto.
Everything
It's all
smells
hood,
weird.
and you're just coming downstairs and you're the only one that's safe. Everybody calls you Pops or something.
Well, you just go into my apartment. There's a bunch of newspapers shit stacked everywhere.
Curtain fucked up, a picture of your dead wife.
Eccentric. Yeah.
Shit like.
When those people die, they just get found like 3 weeks later.
True.
The apartment starts to smell weird.
Yeah.
And someone calls 311.
Yep. They'll be like, yeah, he never came by. He always comes by for his mozzarella.
This guy was on Access TV
Yeah.
back in the day.
I remember him.
Yeah, right.
I think he delivered me fish tacos one time.
Yeah. That could happen.
Yeah.
I wonder though if it's like I can totally see because I normally I don't buy into any of this like the truth was it the method
What do
the
you
thing
mean?
where you like
the law of attraction.
law of attraction what was it
The secret.
the secret yeah
The universe.
I don't buy into any of that kind of shit normally because it's like you know I think you gotta do the work.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any value in like necessarily the sitting down and like dream board kind
Just
of shit.
thinking it up.
But it's like there is something about looking at those videos of the apartment where it's like I could see it so clearly. This isn't like I could like someday I want to play in the NBA or you know I want to perform Madison Square Garden. That's very far fetched. I can't even picture that. But it's like I can picture that apartment.
I could see you getting that.
Yeah.
I mean, one right investment, dude.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Maybe you can get in on one of these union jobs and lie about the grade of concrete and keep another $500,000 for yourself.
Or even if it's just some TV show.
Yeah, that could be.
I accidentally
that.
invent ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Or some, you know, you accidentally make Jackass, and it's like you have just 1 5-year run where you're just on top of the world, cash out, and then it's not even like I'm saying I'm like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You just want enough to get the apartment.
Even
and the coffee maker.
I could see, yeah, of course. I could see, you know, would be cool is if you went around finding people's hidden talents all over the world. That could be a cool show.
Yeah. Where they're like, this guy is actually like a good dancer or something.
Or like some guy could throw stuff up in the air and it'll make something. Or like, you know, somebody's double jointed.
Could be Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
I don't think those guys, that's not like a way you make like money though.
America
you gotta
would watch that show for 10 years.
But you got to be the guy who invents it.
You got to invent the show.
Yeah, I got to be executive producer.
Yeah, it'd have to be your show. You sell it.
Yeah.
Right? And I find hidden talents. What's up, you guys? My name's Dan, and I'm finding hidden talents.
But it's like I could be that, and I could be the guy. All I really want is the apartment.
Yeah.
I don't really care about a bunch of, I wouldn't even own a car.
Just the apartment. You wouldn't need a car.
I wouldn't need a car. I'll take
You'd
an Uber.
order the Uber.
I probably wouldn't even leave New York City very often. But it's like there are some guys who get to that level of wealth, and they're like, this isn't enough.
Yeah.
I always got to be taking it up a notch, and I always got to be aiming higher up the mountain. It's like, nah, I'd be good.
Well,
$15 million apartment.
The only way I'm getting a $15 million apartment is if I can also afford like an extra $140 a week for like food and groceries.
Right.
And
well, I think that's implied.
Yeah.
But it's not like I need to do this. I need to like this apartment. I got to have 10 apartments.
Right.
And some guys are like, oh, I need to be like Drake, or it's like I need like a jet, and it's like, nah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, helicopter on the roof.
All I want is I mean, if I'm in the $15 million apartment and I'm looking out over like 23rd Street, and I see another guy and he's in like a $50 million apartment. Yeah. Good for him.
You wouldn't be jealous?
Nah, I'm good.
It wouldn't be like the Gatsby?
No. This was like.
But what if he's got like one of those nice rings that's always shining in your eye?
I got a coffee maker. I'm straight. My shit is like that. All I need is like the nice place. And
yeah.
It's like, there's always a nicer place in the city.
Yeah.
There's always, I mean, there's always going to be somebody who's in Dubai. And it's like, I don't got to be Floyd Mayweather.
I want one of those toilets that tells you about your cholesterol and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you're low on iron, you take a piss in that, and it'll be like, you got, cut back on the salt.
And I want one of those like apartments too, where it's like you turn out all the lights and it's not even like dark.
There's still a couple lights.
It's just kind of dim.
The hidden lights. Yeah.
You go to the bathroom and it's like kind of like gold colored.
Or when you can look over the city at night, that's dope.
My God.
You got the view. Oh my God. I did some work at a building like that.
Yeah, me too.
And I remember I stayed longer just hanging there apartment.
For sure.
Yes, I won't bill you as much.
It's crazy because you're in the apartment and you're looking at the person like, how could you ever get used to this?
Right.
People get used to it, I guess. You don't really think about it. But for me, that would for the first year at least, that would blow my mind every morning.
I would be staying home. I mean, it's like, you want to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Coffee would taste good at night in that situation.
Oh,
that's when you need a nice bourbon or like, when you're lucky. There was one and they had the little outside balcony and you just hear the wind like, and you're just up there.
Especially once you get high enough where it's kind of like quiet.
Yeah.
You open the window. What a life.
I mean, I don't know if we would need the $15 million apartment to have that. I bet you for $10 million you might be able to get something.
Yeah, I mean, there was when I was doing those TaskRabbit gigs, it's like I'd always be on the elevator on the way down. That's when I pull out my phone and start Googling to see how much this guy actually.
Wow.
And it's just like that's when you really get your mind blown.
Yeah, because you got to keep in mind a lot of them have building fees too.
Yeah.
So the lease might be like, maybe $22,000 a month or $18,000 a month for the
and you're paying
mortgage.
like $5,000 for like
Then you got for them to cut the fucking grass and take out the trash.
That's for the gym or something.
It's like, bro, that's what blows my mind when I found that out.
Once you got that kind of money,
man,
dude, just a line item right off.
I wonder how I really feel about that, because, dude, you'd have to have $100 million in the bank to buy a place for $10 million.
I don't know. That's what you think now. You got to think abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could rent it out, maybe get a few influencers in there working part-time. You got to think of that influencer money coming in somehow.
Right.
Rent one room
I think once
out.
if you're in that kind of nice apartment, it's like everybody else in that building is also rich.
Yeah.
So once you become friends with everybody, you just get in that group.
That's true, too.
And then, your 6 friends or whatever they say.
And you guys all just start making TikTok videos together.
Yeah. What a life.
Yeah. Let's go to Paint Sip Sunday.
All right. So what do you got to say to the people right now before you go on your trip?
I gotta say, guys, you don't gotta worry about me. I'm not gonna end up in a Bohemian jail. Okay, everything's gonna be all right. When I come back from this trip.
So right now you're leaving, you said 181?
181. That's just what I was getting to.
So what are you coming back?
Well, I don't know what weight I'm coming back at, but I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a noticeable difference.
165.
Well, oh, yeah, probably. I could do. I'm trying not to pay attention to the numbers because they say the numbers don't matter as much, but I'm hitting it. I'm going to get a tan. I'm coming back thinner. I'm not eating as much. I might even come back with thicker hair. I talked to a doctor today.